it's MK, and I am here with Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. This is the sketch that we are working with today, and I have a couple cut files here from the Creative Cuts Club. It is kind of an exclusive club, limited down to certain number of people because of the fact that there are so many cut files involved that it would take lifetime if we kept opening the doors for everyone. Anyways, I have 2 photos that I'm going to replace instead of the 6 photos. Here are the supplies that I picked. I have a scrap piece of paper that is from the paper collection that Deb gifted to me. And then these are a couple of wood veneer coated stars. They are coated with a yellow paper, and I was just playing around and thought I'd cut out some yellow stars. And then I also have some stars from a leftover paper pumpkin kit. I have this gorgeous gold shiny paper that I plan on backing my cut files with. These are the stars that are left over from the paper pumpkin kit. And then this is this is a piece of paper left over, or not left over, but from a paper pad that was also gifted to me. And I just love the little welded spots because my son is practicing welding as well as helping his dad. It's all in the same day, but he went from one thing to the next, but he was helping his dad put a transmission together. So anyways, and there's not very many photos of that. It was just the way he was having to push on the drill to get pressure to go through the piece of metal. Anyways, I am taking this gorgeous gold. It is from my Tonic Studio craft kit. So I get a lot of these specialty papers from that kit, and I just like using them to back my file or back my cut files, or also back my photos, just for a little interesting tiny little gap. But other than that, I really don't use them for anything else. But I love having them because they are kind of they're a little bit off. I think it's an A5, A7. Anyway, I'm not sure of the numbers overseas, but they're just shy of 8.5 by 11. So anyways, or just off of, I can't say shy, but off from an 8.5, 11. All right, so I'm going to take my Wander word after I backed the light bulb and glue it to this really cool grungy paper, just so I have that texture in the back. And as I'm doing this, I debated whether or not I should have colored my cut file like black or silver or something, but the reason why I didn't is because I didn't want it to blend into the background too much. I kind of wanted it to stick out, and once I'm done with the whole entire layout, I do end up liking how it looks. So I left a little bit of the fussy cutting in. I just kind of wanted to leave my process in more than how to cut a cut file, because it's kind of the same. I choose, instead of, tracing around it, I choose to just glue and cut. I feel like tracing is the extra step, but some people trace and then cut and then glue, and I can't align it up that well. So I'm not that kind of backer of the cut filer person. So anyways, yeah, I just glue and cut. And then when I left a part of me cutting out the negatives, like the center of the D and the E and where the E and the R connect, is I use a pokey tool to poke a hole, and then I stick my scissors in the hole and just go to the edge and cut around there. So that's how I do that. Just like they taught me in kindergarten. And then, like I said, these are just 2 fun photos. The same exact day, my son was helping his dad put together a transmission, and he had to drill a hole into something, and I don't know exactly, but he had to stand up on the back of my husband's service truck in order to get enough pressure on the drill to push down on it. And then he asked Dad if he could have a welding lesson. So of course Dad had to, take a photo of William welding. And I just thought it was weird because he's sitting so far back from the project that he's doing. He's got shorts on, so it would hurt if, slag went flying and hit him, because it comes off hot, right? I mean, you're burning metal onto metal, and you have to melt it hot enough to weld it together. And so I thought it was funny, his little technique of, getting her done. Plus, once that rod gets, you're burning that rod, and so it gets closer and closer and closer. And so I was kind of curious what happened when he got, down to the nubbin of the knob or of the rod. So anyways, just fun photos of, my son just trying new things is all it is. Yeah, that's all it is. And the layout is very, very simplistic. I loved this layout. So you've got 3 photos. One of the photos is kind of marked as a focal photo because it has like a frame around it. Well, instead of doing that, I decided to put my light bulb behind. Not that any one of these are focal photos, but I thought that I would represent that frame with my light bulb. And instead of doing 3 small photos, I chose 2 large photos. And I tried to put them in the center as much as possible, but I really wanted that large light bulb sticking out farther. So I had to shift it over just a little bit. Instead of doing a long title goes here, I did a large title and put it up at the top. And then I was putting my first few stars down exactly where they were in the sketch. So there was a little cluster up by the title. I put my cluster up by the title. There's a little one down below the focal photo. I did that down below the light bulb. And then I looked and saw that there was a circular element on the other side. And that's when I decided to bring in my gears, which I was trying to avoid. But I brought in the gears just for those circular element, and then I decided that I wanted to scatter them all over the place. All right, to kind of make it look like I purposely left my cut file white, I decided to splatter a little bit of white. And then I also decided to splatter a little bit of silver, considering that's my background paper, right? And so I thought that it would go really well having a little bit of silver splatter. But I love the added white splatter because now my cut file blends in a way with the background. And I really like how that looks instead of I should have colored it type of deal. So anyways, this is the layout for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I really had a lot of fun. This layout was created as a design team, for the design team for Creative Cuts Club, and that it'll be featured over there in the Creative Cuts Club Facebook group. I also want to encourage you guys to go and check out everyone else that is playing along with Christy's Beautiful Life. We have quite the list this go around. This is her 9th round of doing these said sketches, and if you hang out over on the Facebook group, you can see all 9 rounds, or and get all of that inspiration. She does it every March, June, and October. So every 3 months she does this set of 30 days of sketches, and she being Christy, I'm sorry. But yes, every round we gain lots and lots of more people. So lots and lots of different ways and styles of doing one sketch. And it is just fantabulous, you guys. It is so awesome seeing all the different ways people turn the sketch, they shrink the sketch, they extend the sketch to a 2-page layout. It is just fabulous, you guys, and I absolutely love it. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I will check y'all later. Bye.